Hello, everybody. It is Saturday, February 7th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. Today is the day before the Super Bowl. It's one day away, and I'm very excited for it. Tomorrow, we're going to do a crazy breakdown, just deep dive over every single aspect of the game. But today, we're going to focus on some more underrated, overlooked aspects of the game and also talk about some of the storylines, some of the big storylines. So we're going to start with um, what I think is one of the more underrated parts of this game, something that I have not talked about yet, and that would be the special teams. Now, it's hard to talk about special teams in a prediction context because there's really it's either they do their job well or they make a mistake. And if a special teams mistake comes up in this game, it will change the game completely. That's just the nature of special teams. It's why it's one of the more important parts of the game. And if everything goes well, the game goes according to plan. But if something goes wrong, if there's a block, if there's a missed tackle, missed block, then it can flip the game entirely. We saw that with the Seahawks and the Rams. A muffed punt gave the Seahawks the ball to start the second half. And we saw it in the Broncos Patriots game as well. Multiple missed field goals from each team, and points were left on the board. And the Patriots ended up winning by a field goal, and the Broncos missed two of them. So special teams, I think, will be a big factor in this game. If everything goes according to plan, I think it would benefit the Seahawks, but the a special teams miscue by Seattle could open the door for New England to gain an advantage. So we'll start with these kickers. These are two pretty good kickers. I think Jason Myers is one of the best kickers in the league. He has missed two field goals all year. He's made every single one of his extra points, and he has hit quite a few deep field goals. I mean, he's hit from 57. He hit from 56 against the Colts to win that game for them. He is, like I said, he hasn't missed the extra point, so he's very reliable in that aspect. He is he's a good kicker. He is a very good kicker. The only two field goals he's missed all year, I think, were against the 49ers in that one game. But I'm not completely sure about that. But anyway, Jason Myers definitely can have an impact on this game. I think he should be able to make some field goals, make all of his extra points. On the other side, Andy Borregales, a rookie kicker. He's also come up big for the Patriots this year. You go back to the game against the Bills, where he hit a field goal that would win them the game from very deep. He is 96% on his extra points in the year, 84 on field goals. He did miss two field goals against the Broncos. Both of them were in the snow, so that's kind of tough there. But aside from that, he made every single kick against the Chargers. He made all four of his extra points against the Texans. There's definitely a chance for him to miss a field goal, especially if it's a farther field goal or if it's a clutch situation, just because he is a rookie. But I still think that it shouldn't he shouldn't like just pull out Jake Moody and just miss an easy field goal. I think he's still reliable. But the most interesting part for me is the return aspect of the game, where you have Rashid Shaheed for the Seahawks, who is one of, if not the most explosive players in the NFL. He's so fast. He's so good at returning kicks. He returned one for a touchdown against the 49ers on a kickoff. He he did great against the Rams as well. I mean, he's had punt return touchdowns, got traded from the Saints to the Seahawks at the midseason. And I saw that and I was like, that's kind of a fun move. I didn't take it too seriously, but in the back of my head, I thought that's not good because the Seahawks got themselves a very dangerous returner. He has that explosive capability. And in the Super Bowl, we've seen that. We've seen that. Kick returns have been a big part of the Super Bowl. Jacoby Jones, Devin Hester, You can really give your team a spark with a kick return touchdown. And I think Shaheed is capable of taking one the distance, whether it be a kick or a punt. On the other side, the Patriots also have a returner who is very good as well. He's one of the better ones in the league. It is Marcus Jones. He also can return kicks and punts, and he's done a great job since he's become the returner for New England. And I think that he also has the ability to change the game. If you let him get loose, if you don't block the correct way, if Seattle misses tackles, Marcus Jones is also a type of returner who can change the game. And I don't think that Jones will take one back. There is definitely a possibility for Rashid Shaheed to take one back, and that would be a huge advantage for Seattle. But both returners definitely want to keep an eye on them because they are dangerous, and if you let them get into space with the ball with some blockers in front, they can easily flip field position or even go score. So that's big. One aspect of the game that we have not talked about, this is more for storylines. That would be the Seahawks and the Patriots have met in the Super Bowl before. And if you remember that game, the Seahawks got the ball down to the 1 yard line with like 40 seconds to go. They decided to throw the ball instead of giving it to Marshawn Lynch, and they threw an interception. Russell Wilson was intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler, and the Patriots won their fourth Super Bowl because of that. I don't think that game has any literal impact on this one, but it is something to note in the back of our mind that these two teams have met before on this stage. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to factor into this particular game, but just from a story perspective, these two teams have met before, so there might be some animosity, might be some added fuel for that. I don't know who that would play into because none of those players that were on those teams are still on the teams anymore. So I don't know. I don't know. That's just something to note. Something to note. That was a great game, by the way. That first one, the Super Bowl 40, 49, Super Bowl 49, it would have been. So, um, for more storylines, though, I think Drake May is definitely a big story this year. Drafted third overall or 2 drafts ago by the Patriots out of North Carolina. He has been outstanding this year. Uh, he finished second in MVP by just one first place vote. He was definitely up there. He's been fantastic all year. Um, in the playoffs, however, he has been a little bit the offense for the Patriots has slowed down a bit, partially because of the O line. May is getting pressured a lot. I've mentioned that before, but I think that even though they're going up against a extremely good defense in the Seahawks defense, the dark side, I think the Patriots offense will get back on track in this one. I think Drake May will show the form that made him the MVP runner up. I think he will play a good game. And I think another underrated aspect that I do want to bring up is Drake May's athleticism and using his legs. Okay, the Seahawks uh, pass rush could get home, and if May is able to escape, he could definitely take off and run. He ran 10 times against the Broncos. He only had 86 passing yards, but he had 10 carries for 37 yards or 10 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown against the Broncos. Using the legs could definitely be an important part of this game, especially if he gets off schedule. He's a good runner. He could definitely take off and run. And then for the Seahawks, the big story, Sam Darnold. Obviously, the quarterbacks are going to come up in any game. The quarterbacks are then pretty much the focal point. But Sam Darnold reviving his career, drafted third overall by the Jets in 2018. That was a long time ago, almost 10 years ago. Development was not good. He did not play well for the Jets. Went to Carolina, also did not play well. So he came to San Francisco, sat behind Brock Purdy in the Shanahan system, went to the Minnesota, took over for J.J. McCarthy in that entire year, played great, and then he choked in the clutch. Then signs the big contract with Seattle, and in the first year plays great again. And when he gets to that clutch moment, he does not choke. He rose to the occasion, played great against the Rams, and those questions of can Sam Darnold play in the big game have been answered, and the answer is yes. And in this particular game, I don't think he's going to play exceptionally well, but I also don't think if the Seahawks were to lose, it wouldn't be because of him. I just think he's going to play a good game, a solid game. I'm not sure if it'll be a clean game, though. There might be some interceptions. There may be some fumbles if the pressure can get home. If he is pressured, though, get him off his spot. That definitely would be an advantage for New England. And that's the way that their defense is going to have to play, trying to get home, trying to pressure Sam Darnold to, disrupt him and make him maybe throw an errant pass, a bad pass that gets intercepted. But if Darnold has a clean pocket, which he has had for most of the games, then he should be able to play to Sam Darnold level, play a good game, efficient game, and get the offense down the field moving. I also think the run game is going to be a big part for Seattle. It's going to be a big part for both games, and that's why, in my opinion, the trenches are the key to this game, and I'll definitely talk more about that tomorrow. But the trenches are going to be the key to this game. Run and pass, super, super important. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's episode. That's just some underrated aspects of the game that you might want to look out for. The Warriors play tonight at 5:30, but tomorrow is gonna be all about football, Super Bowl talk. We're gonna talk about every aspect of the game. It's gonna be super exciting, super fun. The biggest football game of the year is tomorrow, and I can't wait for it. So thank you guys for watching this episode, and I will see you tomorrow.